Hi loves. So today's been a really good day and I'm gonna just ride the wave of good vibes and good frequency and just come here to talk to you. And I wanted to talk to you exactly about that. You might have heard a lot of people talking about manifestation and how you can achieve anything that you desire in your life. And there's a lot of talk about this online right now. And I feel it misses the point sometimes because instead of helping you to actually know how it works and put it into practice in your life, sometimes it backfires, and what it ends up happening is that you feel bad about yourself because you feel like you are the only responsible for your life, and you are, but you kind of don't know how to even change. And there is a key word that I want you to remember when we are talking about changing anything in your life. Any pattern, any circumstance, any area of your life. Maybe right now you are trying to change your self-image and you are trying to be more healthy and have better habits and love your body, your image more. Maybe you are in a season of wanting a relationship. Maybe you've been heartbroken before. I'm sure you've been heartbroken before. We all been there. And maybe now you feel ready to start opening to love again and to start dating again. And you hear all these horror stories that people tell about dating and you don't know what to do. Or maybe you are in a season where you are moving to another place or planning on moving countries, cities, even just moving apartments in the same city that you are. And there is a key fundamental part of changing that I don't feel is talked about enough, and that is identity. In order for you to change, in order for you to manifest, now that this word is like super trendy, in order for you to manifest whatever you desire in your life, what needs to change is your identity. And what is your identity? Your identity, it's basically three things: what you think, what you feel, and how you act. So your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Those three things create your identity. And you have different identities. You have different roles, if you want to call them, in your life, and you have different identities throughout your life. You are not the same person. I mean, I hope you are not the same person that you were 10 years ago. And I was thinking about that because I remember when I was a teenager and I used to write letters for birthdays or things like that for my friends, for my family. And I remember that I always used to write both myself and the letters that I used to receive. Like, people used to write a lot, like, do not ever change. Like, you are awesome, do not ever change. And now I think about it, and it's so funny how life works, because the only constant in life is change. And somehow we have this funny relationship with change. We want to change the things that we don't like, but we don't want the things that we do like to change. And literally, we're changing all the time. And the identity piece, it's so crucial because the identity is something that you build. Again, you build it throughout the way that you think and all the thoughts that you have constantly. It's been studied that we have almost like, I think it's 90% of the thoughts that we have are the same day after day, day after day. And then we ask ourselves why nothing changed, why we cannot move forward. But you are feeding yourself the same thoughts, the same emotions. And that is the part that you need to start focusing on if you want to change your identity. The only way to manifest or to get the things that you want in life is by changing your identity. It's by being a match to that thing that you desire, being the woman who can hold that desire. And if you think about it, and let me give you a personal example. I moved abroad in 2017. Yes, 2017. I moved abroad first to Brazil. I spent there a little bit less than a year, and then I moved to Spain. And when I started thinking about it, I saw it like something really impossible. I started thinking about it like maybe 2 years before doing it. And the thing is, I didn't see myself as someone who could do that. I didn't see myself as the kind of person who could do that. Because I thought I had no money, I don't know what I'm doing, like I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out. I don't feel confident doing it. And the time passed by, I started getting more and more comfortable with the vision of doing it. I started getting more and more comfortable with imagining myself living abroad, imagining myself meeting new people, doing these new things, going to all these new amazing places. And as I started feeding my mind, my brain, with all those thoughts, all those images, I started watching movies about Brazil, about Rio, where I was going. I started Googling images. I started like watching YouTube videos from travel bloggers. And I started getting really excited. And I started believing, little by little, I started convincing myself and my brain that I was someone capable of doing that. And if you think in your own life, every time you make a change, especially with big changes, it's easier to see it. You can, if you think about it, you can track how you change your identity. And let me give you another example that it's mind-blowing for me. So I grew up in a family with everyone in my family, my mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncle, they were good at sports. They were really good at sports. Really. They were playing volleyball and they were just good. You know, those people that are just good at sports. Like, you can put them to play anything and I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And I grew up being the smart one. Not the sporty one, the smart one. I was always like straight A's. I didn't need to study much to get good grades and all of that. I was just brain, done. But I grew up believing that I sucked at sports. That was it. That was it. I wasn't good at sports. And that is a belief that has been around me for almost my whole life. And that meant that I never even tried to get into a sport because I was like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm gonna be just bad. But then at some point, I wanted to change my body. I wanted to be stronger. I wanted to build muscle. I wanted to, change my body, like upgrade my image. So I started going to the gym. And for me, gym was kind of like a sport. It was like something physical. It was something that wasn't for me. And I love it. I started changing my identity from someone who didn't do anything, was kind of like a couch potato, like a really smart couch potato, to someone who now is training 4 or 5 times a week. I love it. I love it. But now it's part of my identity. I am the kind of person that goes to the gym every day because I love it and because that's who I am. I don't need to even convince myself of that. And if you think about it, with any habits, with any change, big change that you had in your life, everything comes down to identity. So, as I was saying, identity is thoughts, emotions, actions. The first things are the thoughts, because that's what it's going in the back of our minds every single day. Because no matter how much your actions change, if you don't believe that you are capable of doing that you are able, that you are confident in yourself to get what you want to get, no amount of action will change your situation. And I'm sure you probably have some examples of that. Your thoughts create your beliefs. The things that you think about every single day creates a belief. A belief is nothing more than a thought that you kept on thinking until it became true to you. But all beliefs are personal. All beliefs can be changed. As your thoughts can be changed, your beliefs can be changed. As I was telling you, I never thought I was going to live abroad when I was younger. I never thought I would be the kind of person who can actually have a workout routine and stick at it. I never thought that I will be able to do that a couple of years ago. And now it's my reality. Because I upgraded those beliefs of like, I'm bad at this or I won't be able to do this by changing my thoughts little by little. And the other big part of it is emotions. And that's what I wanted to tell you about, like now, about the energy and about being in a high vibe. A thought plus an emotion creates a lot of energy. And when the emotions that you live by mostly every day are negative, you are wiring yourself for that. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop, and guess what? It drops. You are thinking about the worst case scenario, and you are feeling really anxious and sad and disappointment about something that hadn't even happened, and guess what? It happens. Just try it out. See it in your life. You don't need to believe me. And the opposite is true. And the opposite is the powerful part. When you wire a thought with a positive emotion, when you think about the possibilities, when you have a vision, as I was telling you before, about my example when I move abroad, holding that vision plus that excitement, that joy, that happiness, that openness to possibilities, that is what changes everything, because you start getting into the frequency of what you want to get. And then lastly comes the action. Because if you don't have the beliefs and the emotions in place, the actions alone won't do it. Once you have the beliefs, you have the emotions, then you can start backing up with actions. And also the actions will be so much easier. Because imagine this, if you are feeling excited by a vision of something that you want to get, you're excited, you're joyful, you're motivated, actions will start happening like this. You won't need to force it. You just need to go with the flow. And this is exactly what this video today was about. I was hyping myself up, listening to music that I love. I was listening to Bruno Mars, which is one of my favorite artists, and his music's always uplifts me. And I haven't listened to his music in a long time, so I was just so happy in this high vibe. I'm like, this is the exact moment to create a video, because when you are in this high vibe, everything flows. You just have to ride the wave of flow. So yes, not gonna keep you there, but if you want to come with me riding this wave of joy, of possibility, of love, of openness, I'm hosting a free webinar both on Thursday and on Sunday. I'm gonna put the link down below, and it's called Open for More. We are going to tap exactly into this energy of possibilities, of joy, of a vision of what you want in your life, but from this excitement, joyful, uplifting, great energy. So if you want to do that, go sign up below. If you cannot make it live, you'll get the recorded if you sign up. So I am really looking forward to seeing you there.